priced in terms of dollars and priced in terms of CBDCs, because the dollar is also going to have to be priced in terms of CBDCs. If everything you have is fiat, you cannot avoid it.
What will stacking gold and silver be like in a world controlled by CBDC?
Essential. Absolutely, positively essential, because it's the only way that you can maintain your freedom.
What will a CBDC do to the price of physical gold and silver?
Hello and welcome to Crypto Street, where we bring you the latest and most intriguing stories from the world of cryptocurrencies. In today's video, we'll be unraveling the secrets of Bitcoin's future. But before we jump into that, let's take a look at some recent developments in the cryptocurrency market. Ordinal inscriptions approach 19 million amid stagnant fees. Bitcoin NFT sales drop. Dormant $30 million Bitcoin cash roused after 11 years. 8 sleeping wallets from 2012 stirred to life in July. SDC accepts BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF application. Economist sounds alarm on U.S. dollar losing reserve currency status. Former UN Security Council President Kishore Mahbubani, the American century is over. Bus Congressman proposes to ban CBDC. Meme coin economy grows by $759 million in 30 days. Doge and SHIB still dominate the market. OpenAI CEO's WorldCoin set to launch on July 24. FTX targets founder and executives in $1 billion lawsuit. Questionable deals and island buying plot. Binance reportedly accepting voluntary resignations. Ripple CEO questions SEC's crypto jurisdiction as Gensler requests more funding. Next year's BRICS summit to gather more than 5 leaders, Russian diplomat predicts. WorldCoin migrates to Optimism. WorldCoin, the decentralized ID and wallet protocol, has migrated its operations to Optimism and Ethereum L2 scaling layer. End of Fed's tightening cycle. Bernanke majority of polled economists see terminal rate hike ahead. Mark Cuban criticizes SDC approach in Ripple XRP case. Lawyer discusses SDC appeal of Ripple XRP ruling, says it could take 2 years. Now let's begin our enlightening discussion with Lynette Zang.
What will a CBDC do to the price of physical gold and silver?
Well, I think it depends on when it comes in, because without a doubt, we have to go through a hyperinflationary reset if the CBDC is indeed going to be the new currency, because we have to get rid of all of that debt. Now, I have looked and looked to see how they would justify bringing it out. In the current system, they create debt, and then that creates the money. So I have read where they're still going to do it debt-based, and if they do, they have to get rid of all of the debt that's out there. So we have to have either hyperinflationary, right, or hyper-deflationary, because they're going to sell it, according to them, they're going to sell it like, if you let us have these CBDCs and control it, there will not be any inflation. No, there'll be deflation. Right? Which is the same thing. It's just the flip side of the coin. It's really going to depend on the level of confidence that people have in the central banks, in the currency, in the CBDCs, right? If they don't have that confidence in them, well, then you're going to see gold go up dramatically. If they can say this is going to fix it, you're not going to likely see that, because a rising gold price is an indication of a failing currency. And so physical metals is where you would see it for the physical only market, which is where we're seeing it now.
Okay. So a reset, maybe hyperinflation or deflation, revaluing the price of gold and silver, likely to go up, at least measured in dollars.
Or any other currency.
Yeah, that leads me to the second question. Will gold and silver eventually be priced in a CBDC denomination?
100%. 100%. Well, you'll probably see it priced in terms of dollars and priced in terms of CBDCs, because the dollar is also going to have to be priced in terms of CBDCs. So the most likely way that it's going to come out is at a 1-for-1 ratio and basis. So if you think back to when they went to the euro from the individual currencies, right? What they did was they devalued the currency at a certain level first, about 17%, telling the public, we have to do this so that everybody is equal, and then we can go and make this transition. And
That's
then when they
the
made that
playbook.
transition,
Yeah.
totally. This is the same playbook they use over and over again.
Yep.
And then let's say it was €2 to buy a loaf of bread, and it was 2 lira to buy a loaf of bread. So it looks like it's the same because 2 for 2, but it took 4 lira to buy the €2. So then you had a further 50% devaluation.
The month of July has seen a notable increase in activity from long-dormant Bitcoin addresses, some of which had remained untouched since 2010 and 2011. 8 sleeping wallets from 2012 have broken their over 11-year hibernation, initiating transactions for the first time this month. In total, approximately 1,216.92 BTC, which have been inactive for the past decade, were moved. The most significant transaction involved a dormant wallet holding 1,037.42 BTC, valued at $30 million. The coins in this wallet were first acquired on April 11, 2012, when the price of a single BTC was just $4.84. The address saw its first activity on July 22, 2023, when the entire hoard of 1,037 BTC was transferred to another address. The transaction was not highly private and was flagged for privacy issues. While dormant addresses from 2012 and 2011 have shown increased activity in July, there have been no reports of Bitcoin activity from addresses dormant since 2010 so far this month. The awakening of long inactive Bitcoin addresses sparks curiosity in the cryptocurrency community as it raises questions about the motives and identity of the holders behind these wallets. Another topic, U.S. Federal Reserve expected to raise rates by 25 basis points, likely the last hike in the tightening cycle. The U.S. Central Bank is expected to raise its pivotal bank rate by 25 basis points, bringing it to a range of 5.25%-5.5%. The market has widely accepted the likelihood of this quarter-point increase with a near-certain 99.2% probability, according to CME Group's FedWatch tool. A survey of economists conducted by Reuters suggests that this rate hike could be the last one for the tightening cycle, and the perception is that rates will remain high for a longer period of time. Despite a soft consumer price index CPI print, many economists anticipate the rate hike in July as they are cautious about relying on recent softness in inflation. Former Federal Reserve Chair Ben Bernanke shares a similar view, stating that the £25 billion rate increase in July might be the final one. He believes inflation will continue to drop and expects it to range between 3% to 3.5%. While there may be a slowdown in economic growth and a modest increase in unemployment, Bernanke does not foresee a deep recession in the near future. The dot plot from the Fed suggests a possibility of the federal funds rate reaching 5.5%, 5.75%, but the Reuters poll indicates that most economists do not expect it to go that high. Bitcoin faces resistance, but bulls show resilience, potential rally to $40,000 on the horizon. Let's take a quick look at those technical analyses.
You know, when they were, if you go back a few years when we were going through the pandemic and all of the stimulus, they were saying how great it would be if everybody had that account. They already had the FedNow account in place, right? It's just going live, but it's actually been in place for quite some time. And they said, look at how much easier it would be if everybody had this account. We could just push a button and there'd be a whole bunch of money in all of those accounts for people to go and spend and keep this economy moving, because it's a consumer-based economy. So, and their hope is that once you start using it, that's where your deposits will go, that you will choose to use it, expand its use, etc. And then they have you by the cojones.
Bitcoin is currently facing resistance below the 20-day exponential moving average, EMA, but the bulls are showing resilience by buying on dips and preventing the price from dropping to the 50-day simple moving average, SMA. This indicates that buyers are still active and interested in the asset. If the price manages to break above the 20-day EMA, it could rally towards the overhead resistance at $31,000. A successful move above the $31,000 to the $32,400 zone might open the path for a potential rally to $40,000. On the other hand, if the price turns downward and goes below the 50-day SMA, it could signal a comeback for the bears, and the pair might see a decline towards the support level at $24,800. Overall, the market sentiment seems to be cautiously optimistic, with both bulls and bears closely monitoring the price action. As with any cryptocurrency, market conditions can change rapidly, so traders and investors should stay vigilant and consider various factors before making any trading decisions. That wraps up today's crypto news highlights. Stay tuned for more updates, insights, and analysis from the world of cryptocurrencies. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content.